Early signs of perimenopause no one warns you about. You've probably heard about hot flashes and missed periods, but what about the subtle, sneaky signs of perimenopause no one talks about? The ones that sneak in quietly, confuse you completely, and make you wonder, is this just adulthood? Or is my body entering a whole new era? Perimenopause is the transitional roller coaster before menopause, and despite what people assume, it doesn't start at 51. Nope. It can begin as early as your late 30s or early 40s, sometimes lasting 8 to 10 years. Today, we're diving into the early signs of perimenopause, the overlooked, misunderstood, and honestly, under-discussed changes women start experiencing long before they even realize what's happening. Number 1. Irregular periods beyond the obvious. Everyone expects skipped periods, but perimenopause loves to switch things up with creativity. Suddenly your cycle might be shorter, or longer, or heavier, or lighter, sometimes all within a few months. You might go from a 3-day period to a 10-day marathon, and then back to a barely there flow that leaves you confused. Some women notice spotting between cycles, and that can be especially surprising because it feels like your body forgot the schedule entirely. These changes happen because estrogen and progesterone start rising and falling unpredictably, making your cycle behave in ways it never has before. Why is this so often overlooked? Because many women chalk it up to stress, travel, weight changes, or just getting older. But according to doctors, unpredictable bleeding patterns are one of the earliest signs of hormonal transition. What you can do: start tracking your cycle, even loosely. Apps or simple notes can help you spot patterns and give your healthcare provider clearer information. And yes, unusual bleeding is worth bringing up. And if your period is already doing acrobatics, just wait until nighttime gets involved. That brings us to the next sneaky sign. Number 2. Sleep disturbances. If you've ever found yourself awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why your brain decided to have a full meeting without your permission, perimenopause might be the reason. Sleep problems are incredibly common in early perimenopause, and they don't always come with dramatic night sweats. You might struggle to fall asleep, wake up multiple times a night, or feel like your sleep just isn't restorative anymore. Even when you technically get enough hours, you wake up feeling like you ran a marathon in your dreams. These disruptions are often blamed on stress, anxiety, or too much screen time. But fluctuating estrogen directly affects melatonin and body temperature regulation. Backed by research, hormonal changes during perimenopause are strongly linked to sleep fragmentation. You're not imagining this, and no, it doesn't mean you've suddenly forgotten how to sleep. What you can do: try cooling down your bedroom, cutting back on late caffeine, or layering your pajamas like you're preparing for battle. Even small tweaks can help during hormone chaos. And when your sleep is off, your brain isn't exactly firing on all cylinders the next day, which leads us right into the next unexpected sign. Number 3. Brain fog and cognitive shifts. Let's talk about that moment when you walk into a room and completely forget why you entered, or when someone tells you something and you instantly forget it exists. Or the times when your mind feels like it's buffering, loading, and lagging all at once. Brain fog during perimenopause is incredibly common, but it's rarely talked about. Hormonal fluctuations, especially changes in estrogen, can impact neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which play major roles in memory, focus, and mental clarity. That means you might feel mentally cloudy, overwhelmed, or just not like yourself. The scariest part is that these symptoms sometimes mimic early signs of depression or attention-related issues, and many women get misdiagnosed before anyone considers hormone shifts as the culprit. This doesn't mean you're losing intelligence, and it definitely doesn't mean you're falling apart. What you can do: gentle structure helps. Write things down, reduce multitasking, and give yourself permission to slow the pace when possible. And if brain fog wasn't enough, the emotional roller coaster tends to follow right behind it, sometimes without any warning. Number 4. Mood swings and emotional sensitivity. If you feel like your emotions have been running around without adult supervision, you're not alone. One minute you're fine, the next minute you're crying because someone looked at you with too much enthusiasm. Then suddenly you're irritated because the sound of someone chewing cereal echoes through your soul. Emotional sensitivity is one of the sneakier early signs of perimenopause, and it can show up long before any physical symptoms appear. Estrogen plays a major role in regulating mood, and when it fluctuates, your emotional balance can feel like it's been knocked loose. Anxiety may spike, irritability might creep in, waves of sadness can feel heavier than usual, and these shifts often arrive without a clear trigger. Unfortunately, many women dismiss these emotional changes as stress, PMS, or just being overwhelmed. Meanwhile, the real cause may be hormonal changes quietly reshaping how your brain handles emotions. This doesn't mean you're dramatic or overly sensitive, it means your internal chemistry is recalibrating. What you can do. Simple grounding practices like short walks, deep breathing, or reducing overstimulation can help calm emotional spikes. And when emotions fluctuate, it often overlaps with another major change women notice during early perimenopause: how their bodies start reacting to food, activity, and metabolism. Number 5. Weight changes and metabolism shifts. And yes, the sudden and mysterious belly weight that appears even when nothing about your lifestyle has changed. Perimenopause is a sneaky way of slowing metabolism and reducing muscle mass, all thanks to declining estrogen. This is why many women begin noticing weight gain, especially around the abdomen, even if they're eating the same way and exercising the same amount. Because weight gain happens gradually, a lot of women assume they're simply slipping or not being disciplined enough. But this shift is hormonal, not lazy. The body starts storing fat differently in preparation for menopause, focusing more on the midsection. On top of that, metabolism becomes less efficient, making it harder to maintain the same weight, even with the same routines. This doesn't mean weight gain is inevitable, but it does mean it's understandable. If your genes suddenly feel like they betrayed you, don't panic. What you can do. Focus on strength training, protein intake, and stress reduction rather than extreme dieting. Supporting muscle mass is especially important during this phase. And speaking of things that feel unfair, another early sign shows up in an area many women hesitate to talk about: intimacy and physical comfort. Number 6. Changes in sex drive and vaginal health. Another topic people avoid like it's taboo: libido changes. During early perimenopause, some women notice their desire drops significantly, like their brain suddenly turned the romantic interest dial to low. Others might feel desire mentally but experience physical discomfort that makes intimacy difficult. Lower estrogen levels affect blood flow, tissue elasticity, and natural lubrication. This can lead to dryness, discomfort, or a general sense that intimacy feels different than before. It's not in your head, and it's not something to feel embarrassed about. What makes this sign especially under-discussed is stigma. Women often hesitate to talk about sexual health changes, even with friends or doctors, which means many suffer in silence. What you can do. Over-the-counter lubricants, vaginal moisturizers, and open conversations with your provider can make a big difference. There are options, and you deserve comfort. And while we're on the topic of physical discomforts, another sneaky sign can show up in your joints long before perimenopause is even on your radar. Number 7. Joint pain and body aches. When random joint pain starts showing up, many women assume they slept wrong or pulled something. But perimenopause can cause aches, stiffness, and inflammation even when no injury exists. Estrogen supports joint and bone health, and when levels drop, studies show inflammation tends to rise, which may explain those mystery aches. You might feel soreness in the knees, hips, hands, or lower back. This sign is often mistaken for early arthritis or just getting older. But if the aches show up suddenly or seem to move around your body, hormones may be the reason. Joint pain during perimenopause is incredibly common, and like many symptoms, it often goes unnoticed because it feels too normal to question. What you can do. Gentle movement, stretching, Anti-inflammatory foods and staying active, even lightly, can help keep joints comfortable during hormonal shifts. And while your joints might be protesting, your skin and hair often start sending their own early warning signs too. Number 8. Skin and hair changes. Here's the part nobody warns you about. Perimenopause can change your skin and hair long before any major menopausal symptoms appear. Dry skin becomes more common. Hair may thin or shed more easily. Nails can become brittle. None of this is vanity. It's chemistry. Hormonal imbalance reduces collagen production, which affects elasticity, hydration, and overall texture. These changes often get dismissed as aging or needing better skincare, but if you notice your once reliable skin suddenly becoming dull or more sensitive, or your hair losing fullness, this may be an early hormonal clue. What you can do: hydration, gentle skincare, and focusing on scalp and hair health can help. If shedding feels excessive, it's worth discussing with a professional. Perimenopause isn't just about hot flashes. It's a full-body shift that can influence everything from sleep and mood to skin, joints, and metabolism. The symptoms are real, the changes are powerful, and the experience is far more widespread than people talk about. But the more you understand these early signs, the better you can advocate for yourself, seek support, and make choices that help you feel strong during this transition. So, what was the first sign you personally noticed, or the one you think women should talk about more? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering, relatable stories.